yeah, last night did a bit more work again, kind of slowly getting back into that younger me habit of just working whenever I get a chance. So I did a bit of work off stream and yeah, fixed a couple issues, and basically we're going to have to, so here's the big one, some design discussion now. I have to update the beanstalk because we're moving away from the bean theme. We're going to change the name of the game to Army of Survivors. And that means the beanstalk is no longer appropriate. And I was thinking what would be a cool progression system for meta progress. What do you spend your currency on? And I went a bit crazy, but I think it's going to be good. So you've got 4 factions. Each of them has like a base camp on the map. And you can go to those camps and you can build buildings there. You can develop them. And that will be how you upgrade progress. So like you unlock different characters, different stuff by... So you would start with just like the soldier and the ranger, and then you would upgrade to unlock more stuff, right? So we're kind of clamping progression. The game in its current state, with everything unlocked, all of the combos, all of everything, would be kind of like the end state, and we want to kind of build up to that. So you would start with like, yeah, very little, but then you quickly upgrade, unlock all the different units, and then start to upgrade their stats through this interface that would be like building up a settlement. And that would be really cool. It would be really fun. It helps ground you into the story. Helps really, yeah, just that narrative of like, you are an army, you are building up your camp, you're developing your soldiers, you're developing your, just as you'd expect. It would look great for the trailer, but also, yeah, I just think it would be fun. The problem is it would be a lot of work, because that means I have to draw all these little towns and stuff. But I think it's worthwhile. It provides a sort of space for you to... So, for example, there's going to be a story. They're going to be characters talking to each other. And where are they going to talk to each other? In a black void? In the plains? On top of the ramparts? No, they should be in the tavern. Or in the barracks. Or somewhere. In the church. In the Wizard Tower. And so we want to have these backgrounds for them to be in. And these backgrounds that you can level up. So, like, you unlock the church, which means you now have access to priests. But then you unlock, like... the priest's quarters, the bishop's quarters for Rowan. So then you unlock that hero, and then you would upgrade like the pews and different objects within the building in order to get more stats out of your characters, which means more drawing, and ideally more like not just drawing these things once, but drawing them for each tier. So it's like, you unlock the tavern, and then you can unlock like a little stage, so that you then get access to the bard, and so on and so on, and then you can upgrade the bard by upgrading the stage, and so on. And then you've just got, and that's just, the alternative is just a UI screen where you upgrade your where you just buy upgrades. But I think, and that might be fine, but I just think this whole thing of having like, you've got a map and you're going to a place on the map and unlocking things that are like diegetic to the game. They're it's you're unlocking buildings and stations rather than just getting upgrades, and I think that would be lots of fun. It's going to be a lot of work. We're adding like at least a month to development time, but I think it would be for a good cause. I think it will make the game significantly more fun. So we're going to do that. We are going to do that. Not straight away, not before Bullet Fest, but we are going to do that. So that should be fun. Lots of drawing buildings and stuff, and I guess that will just be good for, like I say, I hate drawing. I don't hate it, but I prefer programming. I prefer game design. But you know, we'll do it and it'll be fun. Yeah, otherwise it's just little things. So sound effects for Holy Nova. I think the buff from Holy Nova should last a bit, from his special should last a bit longer. So I'll just quickly do that. So Rowan, and the buff is 4 seconds. It should be at least 8 seconds. How long is Cruel's? His is 8. Yeah, eight's better. And yeah, we can probably like update the graphics for that, because at the moment it just uses the Healing Nova graphic, but maybe we can have a just bespoke one for a special. But I'm just kind of like starting with the things that really need catching up. So this would go in the SFX list, and yeah, I want to start actually building like specific things that need sound effects. Okay, multiply max range by enemy size. Yeah, I kind of wanted it so that if a unit is bigger, because what can happen is with these much larger units, they like some characters like the dagger users have to actually be touching them in order to have enough range to hit them, which is too much. I thought about, well, it would make sense if these bigger units have higher range. So they have higher range themselves, that's easy to do, but for other characters to have an easier time targeting them, that is going to be tricky as hell. And it's going to be very, very suboptimal. Like, it's not going to be well optimized. So my thinking is probably, so this would be in targeting, and then we go range. I guess it's like, so here we have update all targets, and then weapon containers. We say weapon.range. So if the attack is within the weapon range. So what's the standard one? So that's sacrifice, that's resurrect, sacrifice, and then for each target in target list. Yeah, here we go, distance. Okay, so they've picked their target. So actually it might not be that tricky. So we'll see .range, weapon container .range. So if attack timer, and then where do we check the range? This is definitely a bit spaghettified, but let's say we were looking in here. If distance is less than range, and we could do range times target dot size dot character dot size, like that, or we could do target dot transform dot local scale dot x, right? So a standard character, let me just make sure that they're not like scaled up by default. Character containers should just be 111. Yeah, they are. So if they're bigger, then we can actually we actually have higher range to work with, like that. So range times target. So we'll do that. So resurrect doesn't take range into account. Sacrifice attack does. Beam attack does. Rain attack, sure. Chain attack. So if your nearest target is a big dude, you just have higher range, right? So then next target would be nearest distance equals range times target, yeah. And then that should just deal with that. So if a unit's bigger, we just multiply the range so that they should never have a problem hitting someone who's big, you know, that they might actually even find it easier to hit them. And I think that would be good. And then projectile kind of works like that anyway. Yeah, here we go, range. Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to mess with performance too much. I don't expect it to. Like, it's a little multiplier that's going to happen on every attack, which could be quite big, but I think that's probably worthwhile. Okay, shield comes in upside down. So I don't know why that is. So like weapons seem to spawn. So yeah, set weapon. So I just had it where like my shield came in like upside down. Point weapon at target. So it's just a random bug. And why would that be? So maybe on... Yeah, so where do we... Local Euler angles equals factor 3.0. Okay, so what we might want to do is like flip X. Depending on where it's facing. Because yeah, I reckon it's because he had a weapon that got flipped and then sort of ended up targeting himself. So yeah, it's a funny, silly one. I mean, an easy fix would kind of be when you block, you point the weapon at the person who attacked. But basically, I think I just want to... equals false by default, and then we change it. I think that would do it. We'll see if it happens again. Better buffs aren't overwriting. So I did set it up so that a newer buff would overwrite an older buff. Like, so banner level 2 would overwrite banner level 1, so you can't have both at the same time, but that just plainly didn't happen. So let's see what's going on there. So we go in, and that's important, that's balancing. I'm not really going to have an accurate idea of where the balancing of the game is until I sort this out. So add buff. And yeah, we do our procs. Should the procs not happen after? Yeah, the proc should happen after. Because we don't want it to happen if they already have the buff. I think that would be fair. So if buff value is greater than existing buff. Okay, so then buff value... Ah, I see, that's why the proc happens before. Because the... Huh. So this would have to come before that, but the rest would have to come after. Okay, so that's we can do that. And I guess debuff would be the same, but let's just... So this would happen before. Buff value. And then buff value is also there in debuff artifacts. So yeah, that would also have to come before. And actually we'll just do a full check if gm.activec.activeArtifacts.contains .first or default I.name is equal to double buff. And then this one, debuff. That's not too pricey. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. Is it called double debuff? Artifacts, double debuff. It is called double debuff. If like that. And of course, this would go here. Okay, so I need to create my environment to test. So I think the best thing would be, yeah, just so I could make a cheat that just gives me the buff. So it would be, so what does weapon container. Well, so how does a random buff work? So make random buff. So it's just like that, and then we can ask for so we go weapons dot get weapon. Is it just weapon? Can we just do weapons dot get weapon? Banner dot buff. Character. Yeah, character container. I guess I did a lowercase. Okay, and then we can put a couple debugs to be like, so add buff. We can do a couple debug logs to say I think I need to do like buff clean name. Like if it contains the name, because then 4 wouldn't overwrite 3 because it's like the, yeah. So clean name, where do we have clean name? Is it in here? No. Yeah, so then that can be a public string, and then we go buffs. Why are we down here? Why are we down here? So we do okay, so we get our clean name, and then we're asking, and then we say we'll do like okay, so let's give that a go. So yeah, drawing stages, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I end up doing that. Let's just do this. And I realize for Dushatard Chain Lightning, I'm going to commit a cardinal sin, and I'm just going to like copy. I'm just going to copy the code from Chain Lightning, and you know it'll be a bit fiddly, but it's because I don't want to like restructure the code just for one special. Better buffs aren't overwriting. Yeah, so we want to go to scenes. I've got my driving test at 12 today, so I need to go down and have lunch at like 11:30. Quick lunch. So 1 gives me that, 2 gives me that. Oh, it worked. It worked. And then 1 does nothing. No, 1, so that's banner 2. So 1 will... Okay, so 1 will... Okay, so we actually want if buff value is equal to existing buff.value, do that. Else return. Because we don't want a cast of buff 1 of banner 1 to overwrite a cast of banner 2. Or update it. But it looks like that worked. So why didn't it work in the scene? Was it the clean name thing? I don't know. So I guess if I see it happen in the... I'm going to call that done because I don't know how much more I can do there. I don't know why it didn't work before, given that it's working now, because I don't understand. But... Lovely. So that's just working then. Banner 2. Banner 1. Yeah, that works. Okay. Lovely. Nice. Okay. That's done then, unless I see it again. Okay, Dushatar Lightning. So we had this problem of... What do I call this stream? Yeah, bug fixes. So... Yeah, the chain lightning, it's a bit horrendous to do this, but basically we're trying to plug into a system to achieve the chain lightning. So we have weapon container, and this is the chain attack, and yeah, we'll actually remove this. Maybe that did work. It's just that it's like his weapon has to have the target. Like we have to do a bunch of funky shit to make that work. So what I instead will do, and I know, you should never do this really, but this is what I'm gonna do. I am just going to copy and paste that goddamn code because it is just one... Like, I'm not going to rebuild the system to enable chain attacks to come from a non-weapon using the same code. just I would rather just copy and paste the code. You should never really do that. So we don't need to point weapon at target. If distance is less than, and we will just say 20. Okay, so we can say weapon equals weapons dot get weapon dushita double check that's what it's called. Yeah. And then distance. So he has to already have a target, so we'll just do like a get nearest target. So that can be tricky. Get nearest target equals so again, I'll just copy this. I know this is horrible, but it's just for one simple thing, so it's special. So for each target list in character container dot target lists, and then we don't worry about any of this. It is always a valid target. Why is that there twice? Shouldn't be. What are we using? Distance. Yeah, if distance is less than min distance. What do we set min distance? Let's say 50. So we get our nearest target and then get the targets in character container dot. And then we'll break, so we just need this. So we just want to get the nearest one again. Oof, horrible code, horrible code. So it's 50 again, and then we say wait, where do we get potential target from? Okay, this just belongs inside there. Okay. Oof. It's a bit yucky. This is horrible. Shouldn't be doing it like this, but like it's just for this bespoke outcome, right? So we're just copying and pasting and then making it fit. And I hope it works. So let's see what breaks. And I pick Dushata, and I do Chain Lightning. Okay, well it works. Yep, okay. I'm going to expect that that just works. Like, I could do some more intensive testing, but there's going to be plenty of time for testing, believe me. So I could create an environment. Like, I probably should have this set up, just spawn a bunch of enemies, and then test it and see that it works, and then remove the thing that, you know, like, I could and perhaps should test it, but I think, like, I'm going to have plenty of time for that kind of thing later. So, update visuals of Stormcloud. So the first thing there is to make a cheat to get Stormcloud. I upgrade Stormcloud and just see how it looks, see how it feels, and then make some notes on how to improve it. For one thing, I think the lightning is blue. Lightning is yellow in this game. Maybe it could be blue and yellow, I don't know, never mind. So I just want to jump in. Dushata's fine. Oh no, yeah, one. Like, see, that's not too bad in principle. So we can work on like the frequency of it, obviously the look of it, but it needs to be animated. So just these little static lightning rods, we need to have it like, you know, so that shape appears and then like vaporizes with a bit of a smash. So that's going to be a fairly straightforward job of just and yeah, maybe with the cloud at the top, and I can look at like lightning strike. Let's go to YouTube. Lightning strike animation. Oh, that's that's a bit advanced. But yeah, it sort of gets its pattern. I'm seeing these videos for like a really... So yeah, it comes in, wiggles, and then disappears. So it instantaneously appears, wiggles a bit, and then disappears. And we can work on the frequency as well, and we can have like an impact spot where it lands over here, and we can have like a little cloud where they can come from. And then actually I think that's cool, and I'm happy with that spell. So I'm going to go for a little smoke, and then we'll start on that. So I'll be right back. storm cloud. So first let's get this storm thingy. So if I go into my sprites, I should be able to find this like lightning strike, and I'll just replace it. So yeah, it's just one frame. So first of all, we want it to be our lightning colors. Should it be the other way around? No, it's good how it is. Okay. And I mean, I could just be cheap and just flip it. But no, I think I should draw it again. So quiet you. So I'll just do like, was I using line tool? By 3 of this color, no, of this color. So in this little so actually it doesn't necessarily wiggle in real life. So yeah, 2 pixel. And actually it should, I mean, yeah, because it doesn't actually wiggle. A lot of these animations I'm seeing, they wiggle. But maybe that's what kind of gives it some of its zhuzh. But like, I think actually what I should do is, so it will come in thick and fast. It will be like, so yeah, I'll do, delete it backwards. So like this, and then like this. In, down, let's make an empty frame to start with. And then really what sells it is the like disappearance, but then when we hit the bottom we should have like an impact spot. So like, that's annoying that I can't, I just want to really feel like I'm at the bottom. Okay, that is the bottom. And then would that be like a new frame? Let's just put on a new frame for now. It's really whacking the ground. And then, yeah, it's funny that what tends to sell these things is it disappearing rather than it appearing. So then I'll just like... And I just saw in one of these tips there was a nice effect of like, and then yeah, we actually... We actually can kind of like move it out. So we move these pieces out a bit. And actually I think we do want to keep the bottom intact. But we can actually just kind of... Wait, what just happened? I mean, let's see how this goes. Okay. Why is it called Whirlwind? Weird. Okay. Then we go into clicking on things. Oh, it's already updated there. Oh, that kind of already looks cool. All right. And for one thing, let's just quickly weapons, storm, cloud, and then the next ones are, yeah, they're copies and the upgrades. So we want, oh, it has the buff. Okay, good. The debuff. Okay. And then we want to go into our sprites, magic effects, lightning strike. We're getting quite a lot of these animations now. Okay, and that's all set up. I just need to open, make it a multiple, open it up, slice. And so it's 64 by, I guess, 128. Yeah. Apply. And then when we look at the effect, so we have lightning strike, rain effects, droplets, lightning strike. No, just leave all of this. Okay, that's meteor. No. Should have its own animation. Guess I was being weird, kind of lazy there. Okay. Animations, magic effects in this lovely tidy folder here. Lightning. And one frame each for this, and then we'll do two. Maybe we'll just stick to one and see how it looks. Or two is probably fine. Yeah, two, and then this is so much better. So much better than what we had. Okay. And that should just be it, because it's an object. It now just has a new animation. So first of all, let's not make the same mistake as always. Let's make sure to unloop it. Okay, let's see how that works in game. I think that's going to do it though. I'm not even sure if the storm cloud is necessary. Like if having a cloud at the top is necessary, or if that's just like more noise, you know? So if we said something like, oh god, that with debuff reset is going to be insane. That's going to be really nuts, which is cool. That's what it's supposed to be. So we have the storm cloud effect. So I should be able to find that in rain effects, storm cloud. And this just doesn't look like anything, but if I just went ahead and put in like a cloud, would that just be too noisy? I mean, it would be sort of themed, it would look good. So if we said that this was like, if that's 64, it should be like 64 times, let's go with like 200, 300, and the height is 64. No, height is 100, let's say, and it's just a cloud. I guess I just want to try it out to begin with. So I'm going to just do this really quickly, put this together. How do I do a cloud? I've done clouds before. I guess part of it is that the gradient is not too strong, like the contrast is not too big, but we'll go with like a darker grey for the actual cloud itself, because it is a storm cloud. It's not a happy dappy cloud. It does just look like it's got a bunch of triangles in it, so like we'll pixel art storm cloud. Okay, yeah. So let's just undo a bunch of times. So we definitely want like heavy shading at the bottom. I think we can go a little bit taller. Yeah, let's start fresh. And actually I think this might be too big, so if a lightning strike is 64, then this would be like 100. This would be like 200. So actually I think 200 wide and height would be 150. No, yeah, width would be 150. So width 200, height 150, yeah. And then we've got maybe 200. No, yeah, 150. 100? Yeah, let's use that shape because it is going to be wide, and we can always like modify this, but I just want to very quickly. So yeah, black outline is good, or almost black outline. 2 pixels thick, and we're just drawing a little lumpy and then we can kind of draw these lumps in. And then the bulk color of it would be like this kind of grey, but then it would be much darker. So we do like so it's kind of like these little lumps are sort of catching the light. And then I feel like this ends up being a bit too strong. And then we could go even like 3-tone. But I think that might do it. I wish there was a tool like just to warble it a bit, just to warble the whole thing. Like giving it shape. And so if we copied it and just like shuffled shit around a bit, no, I don't know. Like an entry and an exit, so we would have one before, so like a cloud forming. Can I like have a I think yeah, like a dithering tool. So we have dither. That's kind of not really what I want. I thought the cloud would be the easy part. Maybe something in between. So if I kind of match the contours here. Do these nice smoother lines instead of the big ones. Instead of like the big straight ones, and then just kind of yanked it apart a bit. Change this name of the stream. Animating storm clouds. Are you speaking some alien language?
If you speak an alien language.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
What does that sound like?
Iputala pipa tapa amafu pakacha palapina pipa pupandum papa flap pupa chakanuki.
What I'm singing. What I'm
I'm speaking gibberish.
What's gibberish?
Gibberish. It's pretend words.
I'll do that. Jump, shoo, shoo, jump, 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 jump. I did pretend words.
Mm.
And I'm going to. Okay, go. Yeah. Good.
Okay, yeah, let's go with that then. And we can sort of think about improving it from within. So like we have the cloud like form.
Get me, please. Please, can you get
No, I've got you.
Hey.
So you know this is recording, people can see.
What's recording?
I'm recording my work and I'm live streaming it so that, I don't know, it's like good for marketing, good for like posterity, means I can always go back and watch videos and one day edit something together. Do you like that? It's a lightning strike. Daddy made that.
I want you to do down stop.
So we'll call this Storm.
Want you to get it to the free. Want you to get it to those dots. To the dot, please, Daddy. Dad, can you please get it to the dot? Dad, can you please get it to the dot?
No, what I have to do next is put it in the scene. So first, I take the cloud that I just made and do the settings.
What's that jam?
That's a soul.
What does the soul do? What does the soul do? What does it do?
It gives a bit of health, and it's going to give a buff.
What's a buff?
A buff makes you stronger. Okay.
Why does buff make you stronger? Why does buff make you stronger?
Because that's what it does.
Press that hand. Did you do that? Why on that way, that way, that way, that way? A transformation. Let's land. I want you to press that O. Press that O, please, Daddy.
I can't just press things because we want to press them. It has to be for a purpose.
What's purpose in?
Purpose, we need to do it when it's the right time to do it. Can't just press random buttons.
Wasn't just random buttons.
It's not random buttons. That's what I'm telling you. So what I could do is create some kind of like in-out animation. Oh, this you can see my work here. I should do this a bit better.
Can't see your work there.
But actually, I think probably it's going to be easier just to time it, and then if I change like the duration of the cloud, then I would have to kind of do it in reverse. Cyrus, what are you doing? And how long does it last? At the moment.
What's long? How long does it last?
Turn to pool after 4 seconds. Is that 4 seconds? Cyrus!
Daddy, can please go down?
Yeah. So would it really be? Is it really 4 seconds?
3 or 4 seconds. What are you doing?
So I'm making a magic attack. I'm making magic spells.
I'm making the magic attack.
Yeah.
Why I making the Why I making the magic attack?
Because that's what needs doing. That's the next thing on the list. So this is too big. I can just temporarily put in one of these for reference.
Need to do the green. Need to do the green goblins.
Not all of, well, yeah, they need a bit of work still, but yeah.
Did you finish fighting all the green goblins? Whoa. I'm playing a silly game.
Are you?
And a cool ga 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 ga. A cool ga 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 ga.
Is it?
Yeah. Ga 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 ga. And I tipped the game over. And I tipped the game over.
Did you?
Yeah. And I put it upside down. Here I am. I'm Shadow. La 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 la. Hello, girl. Take time. Ah! Move! Smash! Oh, no, what a problem. Ooh, right. Hello. Can I play some games? Yes, okay. Without touching. Ooh, yeah. This is a game.
Yes.
A star can play games without touching a toy.
Really? No, he can't.
Yes, he can. He's a silly star. Woo, starfish. Oh, the silly man. Here I am. I'm blowing blue. Hey, I'm done. Oh, great. Oh,
So yeah, let's just try that out. And then yeah, I've got to go. I've got to eat lunch before my driving lesson. But yeah, thanks to anyone who joined today. And I will be back maybe later today to just do whatever bits are on the list. Try and lock off the stragglers on the list, the weak ones.
Get me, please.
Okay, thanks very much for joining. Bye. Actually, I should probably yeah. Let's just see how this one looked, and if it's good, then that's great. If not, then I'll have to fix it. But I'll fix it off stream, and I'll show you at the beginning of the next one. Okay. The size is completely off. Oh, I've got 2 storm clouds now.
Is the size completely off?
Yeah.
Was the size completely off?
Yeah, it's good. We could be a bit nicer in how it appears and disappears, but yeah, that's basically it.
It says air.
Yeah.
Can you go in to get me?
No, not right now. I'm gonna go have lunch. Okay.
No.
Did I remember to? Yeah, I did.
Chippy 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 chippy.
I don't know. I'm gonna have an early lunch. I'm probably just gonna have a banana or something.
Why are you going
Okay. Well, the size is correct. It sort of feels epic, and it sort of does what it looks like it does. It would be really nice if like the thing lit up a bit when it appeared, but yeah, no, it looks good, awesome. Right, I'm happy with that. Okay, cheers, bye.